Are Canadians really uncomfortable with the current immigration levels? Well, let's dig into it. The current rate of the immigration into the country is too high. Could mass immigration change the very fabric of our society? By 2050, immigrants will make up nearly 40% of the total population in Canada and United States. As someone who moved here myself, I've experienced firsthand the challenges and opportunities that comes with this shift. Welcome to today's discussion. I'm speaking to you not just as a content creator, but as an immigrant who made Canada home. We're going to dive into the topic that is close to a lot of people's heart: mass immigration and its impact on the countries like Canada and United States. Both nations are known for welcoming people from all across the globe. But as more of us arrive, it is very important to think how it's going to impact everyone. Those who've been here for generations and those who are starting fresh. Let's talk about the challenges first. Because as much as I love to live here, there are certainly some challenges that I like to highlight. One of the biggest challenges is cultural integration. Canada is proud of its diversity, but sometimes that diversity feels more like a division. I met with Canadians who feel that their national identity is being diluted by the mass immigration. According to a recent poll, over 30% of Canadians feel that the current rate of the immigration into the country is too high, and it's changing the country in ways they are uncomfortable with. And then there is this economic angle. Immigrants contribute to the economy. They work hard, start businesses, and pay taxes. But then there is this reality that the arrival of immigrants put a lot of pressure on public services. In cities like Toronto and Vancouver, the influx of immigrants have driven up the housing prices to the point where it's unaffordable now. And while many immigrants are willing to take jobs that a lot of others are not, there is a concern that this might put a downward pressure on the wages, especially in the lower skilled sectors. Social cohesion is another challenge. I've heard stories from other fellow immigrants who feel isolated in their own communities. I've seen neighborhoods where people do not mix with people from different backgrounds. A 2023 study from University of Toronto have found that neighborhoods with higher immigrants population have seen less community engagement. But because of rapid change can make it harder for anyone to adjust. Before we go any further, please like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. Subscribing to my channel is not going to cost you anything, but it's going to help me big time. Now back to our topic. Now let's talk about the other side of the story. What are the benefits of immigration? Economically, immigrants bring innovation, new ideas, and strong work ethic. In Canada, immigrants make nearly 25% of the local labor force, and they are disproportionately represented in the fields like technology, medicine, and healthcare. In fact, a study found that over half of these startups in Silicon Valley been founded by immigrants or their children. And in Canada, the numbers are very similar. But it's not just about economics, is it? There's something deeply enriching about living in a diverse society. When I walk through my neighborhood, I hear multiple languages. I see people wearing traditional clothing from their home countries, and I smell foods from all over the world. The multiculturalism is not just a buzzword. It's an experience that makes life vibrant and exciting. That being said, there are some challenges we cannot ignore. The media often focuses on the extremes, either highlighting the success of an immigrant or their failures, which can skew the public perception. For example, there are stories about immigrant communities struggling to integrate, but there are also countless examples of success. Balancing these narratives is crucial if we want to have a fair discussion about immigration. Now, I want to share a personal story to bring these points home. When I first arrived in Canada, I was full of excitement and hope, but it wasn't long before I faced these challenges that we just talked about. Finding a job was tough. There were times I felt like an outsider, even in a country that is known for its inclusiveness. But over time, I found my place. I met with some incredible people and began to contribute to my community. This journey was not easy, and I know a lot of immigrants who are facing similar or greater hurdles. I remember meeting a fellow immigrant from Ukraine who shared her story with me. She came to Canada fleeing war that we all know about. While she was grateful to be safe, she struggled to find acceptance. She told me about discrimination she faced and difficulties finding work despite her qualifications, and how isolated she felt at times. Her story is one of resilience, but it's also a reminder that for many immigrants, the road to integration is a lot challenging and hard. So where does this leave us? We've talked about pros and cons of mass immigration, both from my perspective as an immigrant and from the broader societal view. There's no denying that immigrants bring incredible benefits. It enriches our culture, boosts our economy, and adds to the diversity that makes US and Canada both a great place to live. But as we know, it also comes with challenges that we need to address, like cultural integration, economic strain, and social cohesion. As immigrants, we have a role to play. To make our new homes better places, we need to engage with our communities, share our stories, and work to understand the concern of those who lived here all their life. At the same time, the native-born Canadians and Americans have a responsibility as well to be more welcoming and embrace the spirit of openness that makes these countries great. Now, I would love to hear from you, whether you are an immigrant or someone who lived here all your life. What are your thoughts on mass immigration? Do you see this as a positive force or as a concern that needs to be addressed? Share your thoughts in the comment below. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate your time and support. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.